Emily Watson was a 67-year-old woman who lived alone in a small town in England. Her husband had passed away many years ago. She had only one daughter, Sophia. After marriage, Sophia moved to Australia. In the beginning, she called her mother every day, but slowly, the calls became fewer. Sometimes Emily received only a short message. Mom, I'm busy. I'll call later. But that later almost never came. Emily lived in an old house filled with memories. Every wall reminded her of her past. Her husband's favorite chair was still near the window. Sophia's childhood toys were still packed in small boxes. Every evening, Emily sat by the window and looked at the road outside. Deep in her heart, she hoped that one day her daughter would suddenly return. And then, one afternoon, the doorbell rang. Emily slowly opened the door, and to her surprise, Sophia was standing there. Emily's eyes filled with tears. Sophia, you really came? Sophia smiled and hugged her mother. Of course, Mom. That night they had dinner together, talked for hours, and laughed after a very long time. Emily felt truly happy again. She believed her daughter had finally remembered her love. The next morning, Sophia said softly, Mom, you shouldn't live alone anymore. Come with me to Australia. Emily was shocked. So far away? And what about this house? Sophia held her hand gently. You'll have a better life there. I want to take care of you. Emily looked into her daughter's eyes and believed her. A few days later, Emily sold her house and gave Sophia control of all the money. Sophia promised to manage everything for their new life together. Soon they arrived at the airport. The airport was crowded and noisy. Sophia smiled and said, Mom, wait here for a few minutes. I'm going to confirm our tickets. Emily nodded and sat quietly on a bench. 10 minutes passed, then 20, then an hour. Sophia never returned. Emily's heart began to race. She looked around again and again, hoping to see her daughter walking back toward her. But Sophia was nowhere. Finally, an airport worker noticed the frightened old woman sitting alone. Ma'am, are you okay? He asked kindly. Emily replied in a shaky voice. My daughter went to confirm the tickets. She'll be back soon. The worker checked the airport system. A moment later, his face changed. He looked at Emily sadly and said, Ma'am, your daughter already boarded the flight. Emily froze. No, that's impossible. Sophia would never leave me. But it was true. Sophia had taken all the money and left for Australia alone. Emily sat there crying, completely broken. Just then, a middle-aged woman named Clara walked over. She owned a small cafe inside the airport. Clara gave Emily a cup of tea and quietly sat beside her. After listening to the story, Clara gently said, Sometimes strangers show more love than family. Emily cried even harder. Clara could not leave her alone, so she took Emily to her home. Clara's husband and son welcomed Emily warmly. They treated her not like a guest, but like part of their family. Days slowly passed. Emily began smiling again. One evening, Clara told her, Home is not a building. Home is where people make you feel loved. Emily looked around the room and realized something important. She had lost her old home, but she had found a new family. And for the first time in many years, she no longer felt alone. What would you do if you were in Emily's place? Comment below. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.